Hello and welcome to Sudoku. This video has been requested by viewer James, who had trouble solving this particular Sudoku puzzles by Stolk, and actually he kind of managed to solve it, but there was an issue in the later part of the solve. So I hope I'll be able to show him what didn't work. Okay, so the rules. We have classic Sudoku rules, and then we have those circles with numbers inside, and in some way they act as quadruples, meaning that those digits must appear in the surrounding four cells. But that's not all. The remaining two digits, I mean here the digits that are not 2 and 6 in this 2 by 2 square, must be consecutive, and they must not be consecutive with 2 and 6 here. And actually the condition is that in each one of those 2 by 2 blocks there must be exactly one pair of consecutive digits, and it must be the other digits than those that are written. And something important is that all such circles have been given, meaning that here it can't be that there are exactly two consecutive digits. There has to be either 3 consecutive digits or 4, or 2 pairs of 2 consecutive digits, or none at all. And this equal sign means that there are 2 consecutive digits somewhere, and the other 2 digits are equal, and the value is to be determined. So it could be 3, 4, 9, and 9, as explained in this text by Richard. So I already solved this puzzle, but as usual, I have forgotten about everything I've seen. So first thing, there's a 3 here and a 3 there, so there has to be a 3 in one of those cells. Something else, let's have a look at this. We have a 4, a 7, and the remaining 2 digits must not be consecutive with either 4 or 7, so this rules out 3, 5, 6, and 8, and only 1, 2, and 9 remain. So we have digits, and they must be consecutive, so they must be 1 and 2. And 1 will be in one of those. And we have 2, 4, 7 as candidates for those cells. There has to be a 9 somewhere here, and 2 consecutive digits, but with 1 and 9, that's the case where the choice is the largest. So 1 and 3 here, and 1 and 3 there, and we know that the remaining 2 digits must be consecutive, and I was thinking, must they both be here? I'm not sure of that. But something we can see is that there's a 1 here, there's a 1 there, so there's no 1 here, there's no 1 there, so a 1 has to be here. And that's not very useful, actually. Let's do similar logic as this with other cases where digits are like 4 and 7, very constrained. So with 2 and 6, we need 2 consecutive digits, and we rule out 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 3, because 3 would come with a 3. No, I mean 4. 4 is ruled out because it would come with a 3 or a 5, which would be consecutive with either 2 or 6. So the remaining digits must be 8 and 9. So we have a 2, 6, 8, 9 in those cells. And something interesting there is that 2 can't appear here, or we would have 1, 2, and 3 in this quadruple. So 2 has to be in those cells, and 6, 8, 9 here. Now you see that at least one digit among 8 and 9 has to be here. Oh, sorry, 1 and 3 must go there. Now, and you see that those digits must be consecutive, so they must be 8 and 9. That's it. And 2 and 6 are in the leftmost part. Now here we have 4, 5, and 7. And there'll be something about it, the fact that no circle appears here. But we see that later. So now here we have 2 consecutive digits, and there must be at least 5, but there's a lot of choice. So now, there's not a 1 or a 9. Here there's not a 1 or a 9, so 9 has to be in those cells. And 1 and 9 here wouldn't work, because then we would have 5 and 7 here, but those would have to be consecutive. So they can't be both in those cells, so one of them has to be here. And the other one will be in one of those cells. And we have then 5, 7, one of those digits, and something consecutive, meaning a 2 or an 8. But 8 wouldn't work with the 7, so they have to be 1 and 2. I mean, this is 1, 2, 5, 7, and 1 will be in one of those cells, and this one is a 9. 2 and 6, because of this, 2 must be down there, meaning that the 2 in this quadruple will be up there. And we get 5 and 7 at the bottom. Now here we must have 6, 8, and 3. But 3 wouldn't be here because it would be consecutive with the 2. So 3 is here. This is 6 and 8. We get 2 here with some digit consecutive with 8, and it's not 7, so it has to be 9. And there is a 7 and some digit consecutive with 2, which could be 1 or 3. So I'll mark this way. This is intriguing. We must have a repeated digit, but the repeated digit must be repeated diagonally. And you see that it won't be this diagonal, so it has to be this diagonal. So this one is 6 or 8. But now, what can we have? We can have, oh, this one is repeated, so those ones must be consecutive. So this is a 2, and the other one is a 9. So 2 is up there. Those are 1, 4, or 7. And those digits now must be 5 and 9. So we have 9, 1, 5, and the remaining digit must be consecutive with 5, so it's a 4. And we get a 2-4 pair, 2-7 pair, not a 2-4 pair. Now I can remove some pencil marks. And we must have a 7 here, so this one is a 7. And we still don't know whether the digit that is consecutive with 2 is a 1 or a 3. Now 1, 5, so 1 is on the left, 5 is on the right. And we can rule out 2, 4, and 6, and 3 because it would need a 2 or a 4. So the remaining digits must be 8 with 7 or 9. So there has to be an 8 somewhere, together with 7 or 9, which will be constrained by those digits. I don't think I can do any more than that. Oh yes, there's a 5 here. And 4 is not here. It has to be in one of those cells, because classic Sudoku. 2 and 7 are here. 2 is excluded from this 2x2 box, so we put it here. And 7 is down there. So this is 7, 1, 7 on the left, 5 and 8 on the right. Now this resolves the 6-8 pair, the 6 on the diagonal, and with this 9 we get a 9 here, with a 3 here, making this a 1, and 4 and 8. Now I can see that 8 must be excluded. No, 8 must be kept here, because if I don't choose 8 here, then I have only 6 and 7 as consecutive digits in this 2x2 block. So I must keep 8 and put a 4 here. We need a 7 here, but because of this, 7 goes there. This digit must be consecutive with 2 without being a 3, so it's a 1. Let's do some housekeeping, bookkeeping. I must be wrong somewhere. 2 and 3, they are consecutive. There's no circle here. So we must have a second consecutive something, perhaps 4 here. Something consecutive either with 2, 3, or this digit. 1 is not available. 4 would work with the 3. 4 would work with the 5. 6 would work with a 5. But nothing would work with a 9. Which doesn't mean that 9 is not here. I mean, if I put 9 here and 8 there, then there's no choice for this. Well, it's probably too early to think about this. But something interesting is that 7 is here together with a consecutive digit, which will be 6 or 8. And this 5 puts a 5 here. Well, that was probably too early for this kind of deductions. Now let's have a look at all this cluster of circles. And let's put 3, 4, and 6 here. Well, 6 wouldn't work here because we would have a circle with 3 and 9 in the circle. 3 and 4 would both work. Perhaps I'm paying too much attention to the negative rule, but it helps make some progress, so why not? 5 and 8. So we ruled out for the remaining 2 digits. What do we rule out? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it must be with 1, 2, or 3. And there has to be a 2 here. 2, 5, 8. Not with a 3, but all the... No, 3 is ruled out here as well. 1 as well. So there has to be a 1 here and a 2 somewhere. So this is 2, 5, or 8. And 1, 2, 5, or 8 here. But we need 2 and 8 there. We could still have, say, 8 here, 8 there, I think. Then, 6, 8, 9. No, this 6, 9, 5, and 8 are ruled out from this cell. That's a 2. And we get 1, 5, and 8 here. So now one of the extra digits here is 5 or 8. And what do we get? It couldn't be 5 and 4 because 4 would be consecutive with 3. But 5 and 6 would work. 8 and 9 would work. There has to be a 9 here. And we still need somewhere here a digit consecutive with 7. And 6 would do the trick. 8 in here wouldn't work because if I put an 8 here, well, it's consecutive with 7, so it has to be a 6 from the beginning. So we get here. So we get a 6, and it will be here to be consecutive with 7. So we get a 6 here, so that's 3 or 6. This one is a 9, or a 3. No, 3 has also to be also here, so that's 3 or 6, consecutive with 5. So 8 has to go there. Now there is a 6 here, so it removes 5 from this cell. That's a 1. We get 6 and 2 because of this one. And 2 won't be in the same column as this 2. We still need 7, 8, 9 on this row. And here we need a 9, so that's it. And we need a 6. Okay, so this 5, this 3 have some impact on this. And now here we can't have actually both 1 and 7 are okay to prevent this from having a circle. Now we need 6 and 8 here. 6 and 9, sorry. We need a 9 down there, and because of this, 9 goes here. We need a 6 and something consecutive with 1. And we see that both 1 and 3 are candidates. So 1 or 6 here, 1, 3 or 6. And because of 6, we need 5 or 7. 5 is not allowed, so it will be 7. This is not a 7. Here, the missing digits are 2, 4, and 8. But 8 is forbidden here. It has to be a 4. This one is 8. know that 6 is here, so those ones are among 1, 3, and 7. And we get 4 and 5 here. But now this 2 prevents 1 from being here, so that's a 6. And this one must be consecutive with 6, so that's a 5. Up there we get this 5. And a 4-7 pair. Here we need 4, 7, and 5. And because of this, that's a 4, that's a 5. This one is a 7. Now, is there something to do? That's a consecutive pair. If I put a 2 here, there would be only one consecutive pair here. So I can remove these 2. And this 6, I get this 7, this 2. This 6 is removed as well. This 7. Oh, and now those digits must be consecutive, so this one is a 7. Is that it for the time being? Not sure. Here we need, what did I do here? This 4 should be a 7. On this row, we have a 1, 3, 7 pair. Oh, there was this 6 anyway. Okay, so that's a 4, that's a 3, that's a 6. So here we need 7 and 8 because of this. We get 7 here, 8 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 can only be here on this column. That's 1, 3. And I said 1, 2, 3, 4, but that was wrong. We need a 9 here and 1 or 3 here. Okay, what about the negative rule? Nothing to gain here, I think. No. This is an 8. So we get that 6. And this here is a 3. We get this 6, this 4. Up there, 5 and 8. And 3 and 4. Now comes the final part, when we must use the negative rule to disambiguate all these pairs. And here you see that if I put a 1, then I get a circle here. So 1 can't be here, it has to be a 4. So this is a 1, that's a 3, that's a 4, 1 here, 3 there. And that's not it. There's just something to do around here. Something I didn't find. And so about this. What did I miss here? Perhaps there? No. Or here? Here? No. Oh yes. If I put a 1 here, then there must be a circle here. So 1 can't go here, that's a 7. This is a 1, this a 3, this a 7, and this a 1. Okay. So now this part is resolved. We must do something similar with those. what do I see here? No, 1, 2, 3 already. Here, if this is a 4, we have no consecutive pairs. If I put an 8, we have 2 of them, so no circle here, whatever happens. Is it here? Yes, it's here. If I put an 8 here, I have exactly 1 consecutive pair. So I must remove this, and this, and this. And I just check. What should I check? Well, my previous solve, perhaps. That's my previous solve. And I think I did things in a more awkward way at some points, but let's have a look at, so 283654917, that's the same. 691783542, so second row is the same. Third row 547912368, that's the same as well. So I think I can safely assume this solve is correct. Well, to be more rigorous, I should check every 2x2 box to determine whether there's a missing circle or so, but I'm sure that Richard and his test solvers have checked this already. Thanks for watching this video and see you soon. Sorry, on Sudoku.